Wild Race, MrBeast's terrifying experience. YouTube phenomenon MrBeast decided to organize an extraordinary experience for his viewers by arranging a competition filled with wild animals such as snakes and alligators. However, this competition would turn into the beginning of an unexpected nightmare. On the day of the competition, the contestants eagerly ventured into the depths of the wild forest. The competition area was filled with dangerous and aggressive animals. Snakes, alligators, and other wild creatures lurked in every corner, creating a perilous environment. The contestants participating in MrBeast's challenge were determined to take risks for the prize. However, moments of fear began unexpectedly. As one contestant ran through an area teeming with snakes, she suddenly fell victim to a snake attack. With panicked screams, the contestant writhed in agony as the snake's venom began to take effect. MrBeast and his team rushed to intervene, but the contestant's condition rapidly deteriorated. The venom quickly overwhelmed her body. As the contestant's condition worsened, MrBeast and his team urgently called for help. However, in the depths of the forest filled with wild animals, help took a long time to arrive. Amidst moments of fear, the contestant felt she was facing death. Eventually, help arrived, and the contestant was rushed to the hospital. However, the terrifying experience she endured left a profound mark on her and MrBeast's lives. The tension-filled atmosphere of the competition and the unexpected dangers shocked everyone involved. MrBeast's latest video. MrBeast never fails to surprise his fans with new and crazy videos. One day, he comes up with an idea that nobody has ever tried before: to experience the brink of death and record it for his channel. MrBeast and his team, under the supervision of an experienced doctor, implement a special method to stop MrBeast's heartbeat and clinically induce him into a state of death for a few minutes. Before the experiment begins, MrBeast turns to the cameras to bid farewell to his viewers. "If everything goes well, I'll be back in a few minutes," he says. The doctor initiates the experiment, and MrBeast's heartbeat slowly begins to fade. His eyes close, and his breathing ceases. After a few minutes, MrBeast's body becomes completely motionless. The doctor performs the necessary procedures to revive MrBeast. After a few minutes, MrBeast's heartbeat resumes, and he starts breathing again. Opening his eyes, MrBeast smiles at the cameras. "I'm back," he says. MrBeast uploads the video to YouTube. The video quickly reaches millions of viewers. However, as people watch the video, they start sharing strange experiences related to MrBeast's experiment. Some viewers claim that while watching the video, they felt the chill of death and struggled to breathe. Others say they've started having nightmares and can't fall asleep at night. Rumors begin to spread that the video is cursed. MrBeast tries to deny these rumors with a statement, but the viewers don't believe him. MrBeast's latest adventure. Everyone knows MrBeast, a phenomenon who entertains millions with his crazy videos. But this time, it was different. This time, the adventure was eerie and mysterious. It all began one midnight on a deserted island. MrBeast was left alone, with only a few basic supplies on the island. The first few days were normal. He built a shelter, found food and water. But the nightmares started at night. In his dreams, there were eyes watching him. When he woke up, there was an eerie silence. The loneliness started to creep in. One day, while walking on the island, he stumbled upon a strange cave. Driven by curiosity, he ventured inside. In the depths of the cave, he found a dusty book. When he opened it, he encountered a chilling tale. The story told of a monster living on the island, preying on people. At first, MrBeast didn't want to believe it, but that night, he realized the eyes he saw in his dreams belonged to the monster. He was in panic and fear. He wanted to escape the island, but how? He was alone and had no means. That night, he heard the monster's voice. It was approaching. MrBeast made one last effort and hid in his shelter. The monster reached the door, trying to get in. Summoning all his courage, MrBeast opened the door. The monster stood before him. Just when he thought it was over, a beam of light appeared from the sky. A helicopter descended from the beam of light. They had come to rescue MrBeast. He was saved. After this incident, MrBeast began to question whether everything was a dream or not. But the book was still there, and the fear he experienced that night was a reality he would never forget. MrBeast's 7 days in the abandoned city. MrBeast, always pushing the boundaries and surprising his fans, decided one day to venture into an abandoned city for a new video idea. Along with his team, they started wandering through the dilapidated buildings and deserted streets. Everything seemed normal until nightfall. Suddenly, strange noises began to echo. Shadows stirred and figures emerged from the darkness. MrBeast and his team were paralyzed with fear. They didn't know what to do. They attempted to flee, but the streets were filled with dead ends. The abandoned city had turned into a nightmare. Team members started disappearing one by one. MrBeast was left alone. Alone and terrified, MrBeast sought refuge in a building. He closed the doors and windows, but the sounds and shadows found him everywhere. As the days passed, MrBeast's hope began to fade. Food and water were running low. Sleeplessness and fear had left him dazed. On the night of the 7th day, MrBeast couldn't take it anymore and stepped out of the building. He no longer cared about what would happen. Suddenly, he saw a bright light. As he walked towards it, he encountered a rescue team. They had come to save him. MrBeast was rescued, but the nightmare he experienced would never leave his mind. What he saw and heard in the abandoned city would haunt him forever. Explosion. MrBeast's terrifying moments. YouTube sensation MrBeast once again stepped in front of the camera for an extraordinary experiment. He and his team aimed to provide their viewers with surprising and entertaining content, but this time, the experiment would result in an unexpected tragedy. Before the experiment began, MrBeast and his team meticulously completed their preparations. Working with explosive materials could be risky, but their excitement and curiosity led them to overlook this danger. However, an unexpected momentary mistake led to them losing control of everything. During the experiment, an explosion occurred suddenly. Along with a loud blast, a powerful shockwave created by the explosive materials engulfed their surroundings. MrBeast and his team were thrown to the ground abruptly, and a dark cloud of smoke enveloped everything. MrBeast was injured by debris, and he began to writhe in pain. His friends rushed to him in a panic, desperately trying to help. However, amidst the smoke and chaos, a complex scene unfolded as everyone ran around in a panic. Injured and in need of urgent medical attention, MrBeast required immediate care. His friends quickly took him to their vehicle, attempting to rush him to the hospital. On the way, MrBeast's injuries and burns worsened. Writhing in agony, he fought for his life until the very last moment. Upon arriving at the hospital, doctors immediately recognized the severity of MrBeast's condition. He was admitted to the intensive care unit, where emergency procedures were performed. While MrBeast's life was saved, the recovery process would be long and arduous. Following the explosion, MrBeast and his team shared their terrifying moments with their viewers. This horror-filled story, beginning with the experiment spiraling out of control, left a profound impact on everyone's minds. The details of the incident prompted people to reconsider their safety measures and evaluate risks more carefully. The Haunting of MrBeast, a night of terror. On a dark night, YouTube sensation MrBeast stepped into an abandoned forest during a routine nighttime stroll. Little did he know, this night would turn into a nightmare that would change his life forever. As the echoes of his footsteps reverberated through the forest, a momentary silence was shattered by the presence of mysterious entities. MrBeast's heart began to race as he became aware of the mysterious entities surrounding him. The breath of unknown beings enveloped him amidst the moving shadows, sending shivers down his spine. However, driven by curiosity, he summoned his courage and pressed forward. The mysterious entities dragged him deeper into the darkness, each step bringing him closer to an unknown fate. Yet, MrBeast's determination kept him from retreating. Alongside him, viewers had embarked on this dark journey, holding their breaths as they watched his adventure unfold. As he ventured deeper, MrBeast reached a place where the presence of the mysterious entities became even more palpable. In the dark and desolate surroundings, the threat posed by these unknown beings grew increasingly apparent. Despite the fear that gripped him, MrBeast prepared to confront the entities, only to be met with a terrifying reception from the darkness. The mysterious beings lurking among the shadows seemed to ensnare him in their trap. MrBeast's terrified screams pierced through the silence of the forest, sending chills down the spines of viewers. However, his courage ultimately saved him from the clutches of the darkness, allowing him to reach safety. Finally, as he caught his breath in the safety of the light, MrBeast recounted his night of terror to his viewers. Yet, the scars of that dark night would forever linger in his mind, continuing to haunt the imaginations of his audience.